Hello guys, this is Jord again. Good afternoon. And first off, I would like to apologize because this video I will stray away from my original contents, which are from fragrances or the skincare products. This is actually my thoughts about what has been happening nowadays since not just this month or today, but I believe since the e-commerce has started. So yes, if you like this content, please like it, and hopefully we can talk about it, either seller or buyer, on this in the comment section. And you can also subscribe. But for the most part, or more often than not, my contents are actually like fragrances, guys, and fragrances, skincare products, haul videos. But this will be just a very different, just my thought about it. So the reason being, I'm having this type of video so that hopefully we will be able to learn something out of it. I don't know. But anyway, this is about the post that I've seen on Facebook. We're in between a seller and a buyer's feedback and a seller's response. I believe the seller is selling Overruns t-shirt from one of the e-commerce website uh, in our country, one of the famous e-commerce website. And yes, that there's several feedback there, and the seller's response is actually not also really good, not that really good. There's one specific one that I just would like to point out, that the buyer purchased the large one, but the seller replied with a not so good type of a response. And but it was her fault actually, because she stated she purchased extra large, but the customer actually purchased large. Now, I would like to talk because I am both a seller and a buyer. I have a Facebook page. I don't have a Shopee account. I don't have a Lazada account. I have a Facebook page. I do post my fragrances or my skincare products on my Facebook account. And yes, hopefully di ko ninyo i-bash. So, please naman, ayos sa daw ko ninyo i-bash sa akong Facebook account, no? But this is a matter of just me respecting for the both side. It's not I am with the seller or I am with the buyer. Just respecting both perspective. So please naman, kasi tawag ko niyo gosh. Anyways, so I am a seller, and for me, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm not a full-time seller. I don't have money, but so meaning I don't have a lot of money. If can shout out or point out, if you guys would like to go ahead and sponsor me, please do so. I will be happy to do it. I will be happy to accept sponsorship. Nag-advertise pa. Nag-advertise pa. But bitaw, if you would like to sponsor, let me know. I will be happy. But hopefully by next year, I am planning to take the leap and to open my business, technically, simply because this is what I really wanted. Right now, I'm doing most of the Filipino people I tend, or most of my coworkers or my friends, tend to just think of the signature collection ones. So I do like limited edition. So if they say that nice lagi na yung nice lagi mong humot, nice lagi nga ni. So naka extra ko, yes, I do have, because tendency is usually is, let's say I purchase this one because I know that I will like this. I mean, again, right now, because I don't have a lot of money, I only purchase what I like. But let's say I purchase this, I tend to purchase 3 of these so that the 2 I can sell or something like that. Because again, I don't have money, so that's what I do. I'm doing part-time. I have 2 jobs. I have a lot of bills to pay. I have insurances. I have tuition fees and all that. And I only have 2 jobs. Yes, right. And so I don't have money to really start my own business. But again, I am doing these kinds of business since I was back in 2017. I do have my skincare. I am selling Thai, Japanese, and Korean products, as well as even vitamins. So, and granting that I am a seller, it's if maybe you will think basin kay kuan dili kay na siya full time nga a seller, wala na siya naka-experience of ingani nga mga bati. Of course no, of course that's wrong, because I did experience that. But don't get me wrong, I am lucky, or I'm really happy enough that they did not post anything bad on my page or did not post anything bad on my Facebook account. The person actually purchased 1 Bath and Body Works and 2 signature collection from Victoria's Secret. And then when I delivered it to her, and then when I arrived, she just said nga, hala, unsa lagi ni siya, nag-search lagi ko sa YouTube, pero kani lagi imong gihatag sa ako kay inig-spray na ko, alcohol lagi ang maguna. At the back of my mind, I said, ha? Nag-search ka sa YouTube? Unsa nga channel sa YouTube nga miingon nga ang inig-spray nimo automatic di ka kakuan og alcohol? No, wala siya, never. So I was like, huh? But I really trusted the person, because of course she already went abroad, she likes fragrances, so I was thinking like, siguro may nakay ni siya. So I just didn't maybe educate more, because I like to sell my fragrances or my vitamins, I educate first, because tendency is I use them first and I really like it, I'll go ahead and introduce it. And I was like, huh? So but I was really upset, because it's not about sa iyahang message nga conscious, because of course we tend to receive questions, right? But it's the way how the message was relayed to. It's like, ha, kung ano yun siya, more gaduda ka na ko. You can ask questions, it's totally fine. You can ask, I can answer you anything that you would like to ask about fragrances, then yes. But the way how the message was relayed, it was like, unsa man ka, mura man kag ingani, binuang man imo, mura ingana nga ako ang nahuna-hunahan ba. So I just like seen, I didn't say anything yet, because I was in the verge of like kanang nakakuan man nagsulong upset ba. Meaning that my mind at that time was really closed, and if I will reply right away at that time, I would say bad words to that person. So I didn't. What I said, or what I did, was I searched on YouTube, I searched on Bath and Body Works, which I've already searched so many times already, even before, so that I will be well educated in terms of what I am selling. I searched on Victoria's Secret, and then I asked my supplier, and then I asked a friend in the United States, which is a him, a he. And kay pa kaunsayang gitubag sa ako, which is really rude. Nakasabaan pa ko niya kalit, no? Ano siya? What are you expecting? Are you buying an eau de toilette or eau de parfum? That you're expecting it to be like a perfume type? I was like, so it's you're purchasing body mist, so expect it to be alcohol. It's a water, something like that. So ang young message was like, away pa ko na so tuan ko. Ngani mo ni sa way. But anyways, I did not say anything. I just I acknowledge. So ako na-gather na akong information. Ako siyang gibutang sa akong notepad. Bilis akong computer. Akong gibutang sa akong notepad. Here's the link. Here's ingana. And then I have asked my friend, so this is what he specifically told me. And then just said thank you, I acknowledge what you have shared. But ako siyang copy paste tanan. I did not say anything more, because if I will say anything more, basin masapot ko and something like that. So yes, so again, it took me like 15 minutes or 30 minutes just to calm down what I'm thinking, because if tendency is, if you're upset and you will respond to it right away, right from the time nga imo siyang nabasa, I'm pretty much sure bisag kinsa man, di ba, nga kung masuko ka, awayin bitaw kasi mong kinsa imong friend or imong uyab kunya kay gisapot ka, kay gaaway ka, asa mo na maglalis and the heat ba, so you tend to say anything not really good, so of course mo backfire po tungo sa, so that's when the argument comes from, right? So ingana siya. And I've already experienced, guys, nga kanang nag-order siya kanang Jord, kanang ganahan ko mo order og ingani. It was a limited edition one. Ganahan ko mo order yan. Okay, okay. So hi, nana siya. I did I did not receive any reply. Hala, unsa na ni siya. And but I'm the type of person that I don't di ko mugugod, guys. Actually, di ko mugugod. I only asked three times. I said, "Hi, kumusta? Mukuan pa kani?" I did not receive any response. It was only seen. And then, okay, ako na ni siyang i-deliver because of course she's from somewhere not from Cebu. So, kanang when man nila ako siya ma-deliver, ingani-ngani. But I did not receive any response. But of course, at the time, wala po na ako remove ang person. But if the time that, at that time, actually, na pila ka months, nag-order siya something. And then this was the time to ko, ganun ni siya. Wala siya ka, iya ratong gikalimtan, okay raton yang gibuhat sa kuha before. Dili biya na siya easy, guys. I mean, you're selling something. It's not biya nga, let's say, mupalit ko ani ingani ako siyang tubuag 50%. No, it's not biya, guys. It's not. Dili biya na siya 50. Dili biya na siya nga kuan yung kanang ingani. I'm not also the type of seller nga gabi kay ko maka-interest. So, of course, kanang, unsa to siya? Mura ra to siya wa sa kugi sayang gibuhat. So I really literally like told her, no, it's a no. I don't want to risk because it's an investment, guys. I don't have money. If you think, if a seller think na maligya ni siya that this person has a lot of money, no. This person, if it's a full-time business person, this means that, meaning she invested a lot. Iyang gikuan iyang money, maybe savings or something, para ana nga investment, para ana nga whatever she likes it. And it doesn't mean nga daghan nga kay siya kwarta. Because if you put up a business, the minimum ROI is 5 years. Right? That's 5 years. I'm a business administration, so that's 5 years of minimum ROI at that time. Kasi pa nagrulyo-rulyo. But then again, you purchase something and then you don't just go ahead and get it. So it's a loss. It's a loss yes, we can of course find a new buyer, but it will take time. Instead at the time mahappy na ang seller kay, oh, of course nahalin na siya. But then again, at the end of the day, you just don't reply to anything, right? So I've experienced it a lot of times, guys, and I really said no. It's better. I believe it's better for you to just go ahead and buy find a new seller. I literally said that. But there are sellers that are buyers that are really good to me. Mapadala lang ko sa unsa din. Unsa man ngano man akong bank nga ingani naman siya. Ando day na din nagpalit. But there are buyers that you can trust, and there are buyers nga work ingana lang siya. But you have to understand, guys, that sellers, if they're selling something, it's not because they have a lot of money. It is because if this is the full-time job, that means that they are using the money to, of course, reach their to reach something like, to earn the same thing as me. I am working, or you are working. That you're working, you are investing your time. Uga wala ka nang matulog na lang ka, gikapoy ka. So you're investing your time so that on the 15th and the 30th you will receive money. It's still an investment, right? But at the end of the day, you will start working, wala pa biya kay sweldo ana, guys. So ini pagka 15, so eventually you're investing time, not money, yes, but it's time. You're investing it in the hopes that ini ka 15, looking forward, ini ka 15, not gonna in the hopes ini ka 15 na nagigay sweldo. For a business people, it's a risk. They need to take a leap so that they can go ahead and put up a business in the hopes nga, of course, mo earn or something. Because at the end of the day, the first time magkasigira nagkuan, guys, rolyo ra na, rolyo. Wala ginay makuan sa mga bugas, palitonon sa bugas, palitonon sa kuryente. Maybe naana sa ingana na in a year time makatabang-tabang na siya kanang imong business nga gi put up. But the first months, no. Meaning the business people, if they put up a business, they're separating money at another money again para makabuhi nila for the other months, because this money nga ilang put up, it's not really like earning right away. It's not like you nagdig ka and there's a lot of gold and you'll sell it, because gold you can sell it right away and then you have money. Or it's not like nakadaog kag luto. It's not, it's a hard work in the hopes that it will earn. So mo na siya. And I understand that seller part, because again I am a seller. It's not really easy, guys. And for the buyer, I am also a buyer. Again, I'm just explaining this not for everyone, but I'm just explaining this for me, what I usually do. And if you think that I am a buyer, that I never received defective, defaulted products, I receive a lot of times. But if you think that I returned them, if you think that I asked for a refund, no, I did not. But that being said, I've actually, if you think that I've not wasted a lot of money as a buyer itself as well, no, I've wasted a lot of money because of that. But one time, let's just say wax, because I do wax. I also sell wax. I wax my hair and my private part. I ordered 6 because I've my wax, my tube, almost na siya nahurot, and then I had 5 orders from the customer, so I ordered 6. When it arrived, guys, 3 of them were kanang kay naliki siya, and you cannot go ahead and use that. Kay kung ang wax biya, if ma-melt na siya, di biya na nimo magamit. It needs to be compact, right? Para na siya nimo magamit, para nimo siya ma-apply sa imuha as a wax. No, you cannot use that. So the 3 items were really just trash. So I told the seller what happened. I was really upset, really upset, because I was expecting to just go ahead and deliver it already, the 5 one, and then I will use the one. So I was really upset, but I did not say anything yet because again, I was very upset. So, and then 15 minutes 15 minutes, I said, what happened? I hope you would share to me if you deliver this to me nga nagliki na siya, or is this about maybe sa courier? And then kanang wala mo siya nag-send ng picture, so ingon siya nga I assure nga pag deliver na ko ana kay kuan gid siya kanang intact, meaning like it's not defaulted products, it's not damaged or what have you. Then I said, then it's the courier then. However, you know that the courier itself, ilan na ilabay-labay ang mga package, guys. Para ni dito, para ni diri, anak rin na, guys. Of course, nagdali sana sila delivery. So, next time, please make sure nga imo siyang i-wrap, ibutang nimo siya og i-wrap nimo siya og bubble wrap, because the wax is fragile. It's a fragile item. So, wax it, wrap it with a bubble wrap, and then you can put more sa kanang carton, i-wrap nimo siya carton para no matter kung unsa paglabay-labay ilabay-labay sa supplier, sa courier, dili naman siya maunsa. So she apologized. So i-refund na lang ma'am ko kanang, no, you don't have to, just make sure that next time don't do it anymore. but the way how I say things, I am honest and I am abrupt, I am blunt, so I am the type of person, I tell it as it is. So I ordered 5 more, but kanang miya na siya, kasi since di ko magpa-refund niya, miya na siya nga you not just pay for it, please just bisag usa lang, dili lang no. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But after that then, because I always give, as a buyer, I always give a benefit of the doubt. People makes mistakes, guys. The tendency is I've noticed that we are already adapting the Western culture wherein if nay masayop og deliver na late og deliver like ang Grab, late og deliver. Naman mo diri, naman inyong app diri. Na traffic bitaw ang Grab. And then imo na siya cancel na ako kay naman Grab diri. I believe we should not be doing that because dili na easy. It's their Grab's investment are their own money and it's their own motorcycle. Init pa siya, nag-drive pa siya, dito pa siya kuan. Ingana gani guys, and then you just na naman imong app diri, na naman diri pasinday na traffic. You'll have to, because at the end of the day sometimes we cannot control the time. It's something that kung ganahan ka nga i-control nimo ang time, then maybe you can. But then again, at this point in time, nagka-coronavirus, wag ito control. Right? I mean, it's something that kind of we're adapting the Western culture nga. Suyo, no, refund. No, I believe that's. I don't agree to that part because what I do really think is that it is best to build a good communication between a customer and a buyer. Again, I am a buyer and a seller itself. So yes, and then one time I also ordered, if I remember it right, Under the Covers Victoria's Secret. The Under the Covers Victoria's Secret, my seller just purchased. It was delivered to me, and then because I wanted freesia, because that's freesia and vanilla. When it arrived, let's say mo ni siya ang full. I don't have any full. So let's say this is the full type of kanayani na siya. It's more of like here na, gamay na siya and it's leaking. So when I open it, that alone was leaking. So I asked, did you deliver this to me na nag-leak na siya, or is nag-leak siya because of the courier? Because it was properly packed, so packed. So I don't think it was really the courier. So it got me very upset because that was an order. So I've lost one customer because of that. Although there's again, I always do extra, but that one I supposed to just go ahead and sell it because I already have one. I mean, right? And I wanted, but she said nga kani siya nga batch ma'am kay nag-leak bitaw ni siya ingani. So you did not tell me, you just delivered it to me, what, with the hopes of me not knowing it? But again, I did not post anything. But in my message, I am very straight to the point. I tell it as it is. I don't like telling any beating around the bush. So you delivered it to me in the hopes that I will not notice it. I was sorry, ingani. So at that time, eto lang i-replace ingani. So no, it will be mine. Just go ahead and at the end of the day, I like this fragrance, so just deliver one to me because I need to deliver it and something. And then the next time I had an order, so it was already the owner who called me. So every time nga naay mga ingani, ma'am kana ang imong gi-order kay, again, I like limited edition one. So of course, ma'am ang imong gi-order kay ingani mo pa jud pag-abot ani sa States, you know nga mo pa pag-abot ani, but ang kani siya kani kay na-leak kung nakaluoy siya din, so na ninyo ko papaligya. So ingani, because again, it's a risk sa business. It's a risk, sa business, guys. So we cannot do anything about it. The seller cannot do anything about it. It's a risk to business. Risks of business because buyers will just cancel it without any reason, or risks of business because of course the delivery is not. And even sa US nga mag-deliver ang Bath and Body Works, guys, you can watch reviews nga inigabot ang candles kay wala na, it's all like broken, or the body mist, it's leaking. I mean, it's not just within the United States. What more if it's the United States to the Philippines na shipment? Of course, naagi na siya mga tendency ng mga defaulted products. But what I was trying to inform them, just let me know so that I can decide if I want to push or not, right? But that time katong leak ng product, no, it's okay because it's for me and I really wanted that. So thank you so much again. So nowadays it's the owner who will go ahead and, you know, do some special transaction with me, especially if naay mga ingani, mga needed of ingani, right? So, I mean, it's not just, there are a lot of things that happen to me that me as a buyer itself, that I've also as a seller risk a lot of money because I received defaulted products and I have to supposed to go ahead and sell them. But at the end of the day, it happens this, but I build good relationship with these sellers or with these kanang suppliers of mine, that they made sure that if I will order this, they will do something about it. So, you know, so I don't have to, you know, say anything. This is just my experience as a seller and a buyer. Again, guys, hopefully we should not be applying, we should apply what's really is good, and we should stray away or do help the seller improve if it's really wrong, you know. I mean, me as a buyer, before I buy something, this is the thing, I already know why. I search it on YouTube. I don't buy my clothes. Yes, so I don't know what is Overrun. What is the difference between Overrun and the Nike original Nike, the mall Nike? Because for me, if my daughter, she has savings, and if I would buy something, I go to the mall. I don't again buy clothes, but of course my daughter has savings. She's the one who's choosing whatever. I'll just go to Uniqlo, I'll just go to H&M, but I don't go ahead and buy it online because I don't know how to buy it online. So that's the reason I don't know. So if I even know my size, I would search. If my interest is about clothing, then I would search what is the difference between Overrun and what is the difference between the Overrun and the Nike, the original Nike, which is I can buy in the mall. Is the Overrun original or something? The price is $199. The Nike is this. So what's the difference? Why is this? But you cannot expect that you will have the Overrun for $199, but you're receiving the Nike with a price of $550, $700, or what have you. That's the quality you will be receiving. There is a huge difference. There's a reason why the price itself has a huge difference. It's not just because it's in the mall, but there's a huge difference even with the cost. The $199 already has a markup. Take note of that. The $199 already has a markup. The $750 or $700 already has a markup. So meaning if nanin siya markup, the cost, how much is the cost for this one and how much would be the cost of this one? There's a difference. So if I am the person who will be buying clothes, I will know what my size is. Depends on my body, depends on this, and I will search on YouTube. That's the reason why that I got interested with my Bombshell. I mean, before I just purchase everything because I don't know what is it that I really want, or for fragrances. But I did not say the buyer, unsa man tao seller, unsa man tao ni imong good vibes and good vibe, makalabad man ni solo. No, I did not, because at the end of the day, I searched it. What's the fragrance notes? How other people perceived it? I searched it on the website. I searched everything. So I don't, whatever is it that I do, I always search it. So I don't say that if ako ang mistake, it should be my mistake. So it's not really like I am a customer that I am a full 100% error, correct. No, it's not, because you as a buyer, me as a buyer, has a responsibility to search, to do my research. What is this about? Then when I had my Cosrx, I searched it, and I did like it, and I found out that I prefer this more. But before I purchased my Hada Labo, my Skin Aqua, it's not like it's just I like that, I purchased that. No, I searched it for months. I've been watching YouTube. I've bisag unsa na lang akong gi-watch, unsa lang akong gi-search sa Google. We're already technologically evolving, right? You can access Google anywhere on your phone, so everything. So why not search it and be responsible, unless of course if the seller is really at fault. Then if it's really at fault, like I had as a seller, ma'am, kanang kuwang kuwang imong gikuan, kuwang imong gipadala, kanang ipadala na lang ko sa katong kuwang. Wala siya nag-reply. I gave it 48 hours. Then ma'am, kanang pag-follow up ko, pwede nimo mapadala ang katong kuwang. Wala gyud siya nag-reply. 48 hours akong gihatag niya. So the third time I was already upset. Yeah, because of course I already had a reason. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Wala siya nag-reply na ko, so I was already shouting the third time. But of course, I still did not post anything on social media. So hopefully, guys, let's just do a harmony in terms of you. If you're a buyer or if you're a seller, please be calm. Just make sure that you are still calm. People just go ahead and ask anything under the sun. Let them ask. If you have information, please ask. Take your time to answer it. If the question makes you upset, take your time to answer it. Don't answer it right away, so that at least naman atong reputation dili naman siya magawa. If you're a buyer, please do your research as well. The comment from the seller, don't expect a Ferrari if you purchase a Vios. That was really correct. Yes, because you're purchasing 199, you're expecting a Nike. Why is it nga pirmi Nike? Sorry guys. You purchase 199, you're expecting a Nike of what? You're expecting Nike, like quality of the Nike that cost around 700 or 750, right? It doesn't make any sense, right? And you go to the katong mga nagtapok for 999 shoes, but you're expecting something original shoes. How could that be? That even you will buy kids. How much the original cost, the original price is more often than not almost 2,000, more than almost 2,000 or higher. So you're expecting some. Igana rin na siya, guys. So hopefully this is very long, but hopefully this is very useful for you, and let's just be peaceful, and be happy, and hopefully dili ta mag-una sa tong sabot. Yes, thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.